Hey team, meet Skimpies, the organic cotton undie made like a liner. Skimpies are for all of us who love going commando but can't quite pull it off like we used to. You just pop Skimpies directly into your pants, press firmly, and it's like you're wearing underwear without the gnarly panty lines. No PFAs, no synthetics, no irritation. Just clean, breathable, organic cotton where you need it most. Created by Bette Bentley, inspired by her own journey as an absolute babe who wanted to live that commando life, but without the UTIs. Go to skimpies.com to get started. Every peach deserves its day, and Skimpies is here to help make it happen. Skimpies, we just want to be in your pants. Hey team, and welcome. I'm your host, Carrie, creator of Mother Life, your destination for all things real talk and parenting. This is the IRL group chat, where we talk about the wild balancing act of pursuing careers and passions while also doing our best to show up for our kids. Join me every week as I sit down with some badass parents in my closet and we talk about their careers, kids, and relationships and all of the weird shit that comes up when you're trying to balance the seemingly impossible. Somehow it's New Year's Eve and we're on day 6,000 of winter break. The sugar highs are at an all-time high, sleep is at an all-time low, and TV has become an incredible co-parent. To prepare for this episode, I listened back to last year's hang with friend of the pod, So Super Sam. In that episode, we talk about setting our theme for the year, our complicated relationship with New Year's resolutions. What do we expect ending a year and starting a new one? This year, I'm taking a different approach. This has been my year of opening up my eyes to symbolism. This is the year where I really came into my own regarding my love of birth order. Birth order is the future, I'm telling you. But I can't exactly birth order a passing year, can I? So I do indeed need to fall back on our old friend, the moon and the stars, for some woo-woo analytics before we get into what effectively is a Mother Life Wrapped. Also, fuck you, Spotify. I am not listening age 78. So rude. My whole listening history is K-pop Demon Hunters and like icky sticky bubblegum. I don't know how we get to listening age 78, but whatever. That's not what this is about. So 2025 has been the year of the wood snake. In general, one thought to be chaotic, filled with clashes and conflict. One where we've had to undergo a great shedding. Shedding pretenses, shedding identities, shedding things that may not serve us. Shedding can actually be painful and tiring and feel like we're kind of stuck in place, even though there's actually a lot going on. And so for me, when I think about the shedding that has been 2025, I kind of just want to say fuck off and good riddance. So we are leaving the world of the wood snake in the past, and we're instead embracing the horse, and not just any horse, the fire horse. We're told to expect a period bursting with passion, depth, and strength, with freedom and perseverance, fast motion toward who we are becoming. We're going to be enthusiastic. We're going to innovate. And to be honest, that sounds pretty tiring too, but a good kind of tiring. Let's see if we can be up to the challenge. Now, New Year's Eve, today, is a time when you're young that you look at with great optimism, that you'll meet a cute guy at a party. Maybe you'll share a smooch when the ball drops. Maybe you'll have the best night ever at a legendary party with your best friends. Then, over time, it morphs into debates about whether or not the price-fixed dinner at the bougie restaurant is worth it. Then it kind of culminates, for me at least, where I am now, in ball drops celebrated at 12 p.m. with kids, air fryer versions of frozen Trader Joe's appetizers in bed by 10 p.m. Honestly, that sounds pretty good. But New Year's Eve is also a time of reflection. So I thought I'd reflect a bit on the year we've had here on the pod and in life. We've had 46 episodes with guests this year that I have learned so much from. Those 46 guests represent 46 life stories, career journeys, paths to where they are today in their parenthood. They represent 102 children currently being raised in this wild world. And if you're curious, the average family size is around 2 kids. About 80% of our guests were mothers. 20% of our guests were dads, and I'm hoping to increase the representation of dads next year because while I am a mother, I do find that I learn so much from having the perspective of Just a different outlook, a different dynamic that the fathers often bring. 35% of our guests were people of color this year, many of whom have important stories of how immigration and or culture have had a profound impact on their childhoods and their views on parenting. One of the perspectives that continues to stick with me was from Natasha Oye and the expectations around mothers, how that differs from the US to her home Kenya.
But the thing I noticed about like African moms, I feel like they have an easier time because nobody expects them to like be everything to their child. So I'll give an example. Like there's a friend of mine who, after I'd been here a couple of years, she's like, oh, my mom's coming. I was like, oh, nice, good. She's like, no, I don't like when she comes because when I was young, she never came to this and she didn't do this for me and she never listened to me. And I'm listening to her, the rap sheet of her mom's crimes. And I'm like, my mom did all those things.
Right.
But I don't resent her. But it's because like our moms all had lives.
Right.
You know, it was normal. You are not supposed to be everything to your child or your husband.
Or from Sarah Tan about how her parents' sacrifices mean so much more to her now that she's a parent herself.
They're just like, we moved here for you to have a better future. You know, like we did everything that we have done so that you could do what you're doing. Oh my God, I'm like getting emotional thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, because now you're a parent, right? And now you're like, if I was in their position and I had an opportunity to give my kids something that you didn't have growing up, like, of course, you would turn your life upside down and do really hard things, but you cannot appreciate that until you are a parent.
Oh my God, no, there's so many things that I appreciate now way more because I have, you know, my two kids, and I'm just like even like, well, I don't know why I'm so emotional. Sorry.
40% had something about their home life or their childhood that deviated from the stereotypical nuclear family. Whether that was being raised by a single parent, divorces of all configurations, losing parents too soon, or intensely traumatic experiences, this year's guest showed us that while our childhoods inform who we become, they don't have to define our trajectories to success. That nothing is a foregone conclusion. I'll never forget the intensity of Sabrina Soto's belief in the power of the home for good after her parents split up.
I think when my parents divorced, I became obsessed with the house. And it was, I would come home from school or after work and like take off the screens from the windows and wash them in the backyard and put them back on. But the whole reason was like, I had this unspoken agreement with the house. Like, I'll take care of you if you take care of me.
Or the power in Atusa Rubinstein's story and how that power seems to only continue to grow for her over time.
I had a dream for myself. That dream was to be an editor-in-chief. Okay, check. That didn't give me what I thought it was going to give me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was this, it didn't make me feel satisfied, sated. And so I continued my journey. This makes me feel sated.
Yeah.
And it's so small. My life is so small. Like, if you ask me, what did I do today? Other than take them all to school and obviously do all the morning stuff. As part of my zero laundry, I've done like probably 4 loads of laundry, folded them all, did everybody's supplements. Like, I have these like supplement bags for like the next 2 weeks. You know, getting those things right so that they feel cared for and that they feel seen, so that they don't feel like they need to go into the world to prove their worthiness. Like, they're worthy, like they're worthy of my time and attention.
Or from Sean Stockman, whose mom moved heaven and earth to give his voice and his future the chance it deserved, despite meager means.
Anytime you live in the hood, things are a little more daunting than average.
Yeah.
Sometimes the heat gets cut off because mom can pay the heat bill, or just things like food was was a
food.
Yeah, good old food was somewhat of an issue sometimes, and or not being in the house sometimes. So just typical, I guess you could say, hood shit. But I was still a happy kid. I can't I know I feel bad because it's like every time you hear something about the ghetto or whatever, it's always about hard times and this and that, and I went through this and I went through that, and I know a lot of my friends that did, but my mother, that's why I feel like she was an angel, because she shielded a lot of that from me. Like, even when it was bad, it didn't feel that bad.
Yeah.
She made it where I always had a childhood.
Or how Victoria de la Fuente discarded what didn't work for her about her own upbringing and went gunning for the great love of her life that would redefine this next chapter.
A lot of men are cheating, right? My mom was cheated on, and my dad cheated on my mom at some point too. Like, I don't know men that don't cheat. And my husband is like, I am sick and tired of you just waiting for me to cheat. Like, you know.
That's got to be tough to bring that into a relationship. Yeah.
Like, you know, but I have all this baggage of like all these things that I have seen growing up. And like, men are always cheating. Like, so I don't know a good man. And then I met my husband and I was like, oh my God, he's such a good guy. Let me just marry him real quick.
Let me just.
Real quick. Like, you know what I mean? A year later, we were married. That's what I'm telling you. Like, it was quick. And then I end up having a boy, and I'm like, how can I raise good men?
20% of our guests were entrepreneurs this year, the most common job title. What these people, mostly women, taught me this year is that passion for parenthood and passion for business are not mutually exclusive. And that when something is so all-consuming, all-defining, it is exhausting, and you cannot have it all at the same time. And yet, if you want something hard enough, you somehow figure out how to make it work. And one of the ways that you do that is having the support of not just a partner, but an entire community behind you. So for all of the entrepreneurs that were on the pod this year, just know that it's not just me that you have a fan in now, it's the whole pod community, and we will continue to support you as you grow your businesses, because what's good for you is what's good for us. From Erica Curtis's Vacations Are Relationship Insurance, to Julia Borston's We Use Technology to Help Us Avoid Technology, to Aegean Chan's 2 fingers of sunscreen, each person who came on the pod this year nourished me in some way, gave me something to fill my cup. And as a consequence, I hope I nourished them right back. With more than 30 bakes, we fed our guests almost 400 cookies, brownies, muffins, and other goods, doing our best to replenish every emotional calorie they gave us tenfold. In terms of my life this year, we started the year horrifically with the LA fires, and we're ending it with rain. I made it through 3 colon cleanses, accidentally went 18 million views viral for a capsule colonoscopy video on TikTok. The pod got its first paying advertisers. We started filming our pod interviews, added a new Substack newsletter to the rotation with Motherload. We got a toddler to start walking with intense physical therapy, got 2 kids in new schools, survived a New York heat dome experience with children, shepherded a then tentative au pair through her driver's license, woohoo, attended at least 30 kids' birthday parties, hosted 2 of those parties at our house, one including a cameo by Santa, I will never be that cool again, and a broken middle finger, which seems like a perfect way to tell the year of the snake to fuck right off. According to me and last year's episode, my goal for this year, LOL, was to reduce stress levels. I can confidently say I failed spectacularly. But my other goal for this year was to show my kids stuff I like. And I think I did marginally better on that one. They now know what mahjong is and what a plank and a push-up is. And they saw me go to the gym every week of this year. That has to be a start. So we've got room to grow. Still need to figure out how to reduce stress by hell or high water. But who doesn't love a comeback story? Room for improvement means there's room. And that's sure beats the alternative. So to wrap up, there was a time when Harry Met Sally was the film that defined the feeling that New Year's Eve evoked. In memory of Rob Reiner and this seminal work, I've changed up an iconic scene to express how, in the turning over of a new year, my kids reflect a new chapter and a new kind of love for me. Get ready. I love that you refuse to wear your jacket when it's 50 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to leave the house. I love that when I make you laugh so hard, the sound of it takes up the whole room. I love that after I spend a day with you, I can still see the stains you left on my shirt from your dirty little hands after dinner. And I love that I want you to stop talking at the end of the day, and somehow as soon as you're asleep, you're the first person I want to talk to. And you, my Mother Life team, you're the someones I can't wait to continue doing life with in 2026. Thank you for showing up each week, leaving reviews, telling your friends to listen. You're all making it that much easier for me to confidently gallop into the year of the horse. Giddy up, team. We about to go on a wild ride. Team, I need your help. If you love it here, please like and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Subscribe to the Substack for full access to this episode's show notes and join the discussion. And of course, follow me on Instagram at mutha, mutha.life for a daily look at all things mother. Thanks for listening. Be sure to tune in next week for another Chat in the Closet. This podcast was produced by Mother Life, music by Ronan Landa. See you next time.